Hi there guys, and welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. And oh my god, it's been a while. I apologise, but it is because I'm out here on a family holiday. I'm in Mexico at the moment. There's a little view from my balcony. Amazing out here. As you can see, bought the Palace shirt, got a rep Palace whilst we're out here. And a lot's happened since I've gone. A lot's happened in the last 48 hours or so. And I wanted to cover that in a Palace Daily today. Just have a quick catch up, a quick catch up on how things are going, my thoughts on everything, and yeah, it could be a bit of a longer one, but let's just get straight into it. I wanted to start off with the whole Gonalon situation, and that was the first concrete transfer rumour I think we've heard for a while in this window, apart from maybe Chiarte and Antonio from West Ham. Rumours were we put in an £8.9 million bid, and that was accepted, but then Gonalon and his agent wanted to hold out and see what Roma were going to do in terms of bringing a new midfielder. And also there was interest apparently from Everton, and it looks like Gonalon was undecided where he wanted to go. Now, in my opinion, he took quite a long time to come up with a decision for that, and that is why in the last 48 hours Palace have gone on to look at Joseph de Souza from Fenerbahce. Now, he's been reported to be linked with. He's reported to be going to Palace, or looks very likely to be going to Palace after we put in a €15 million bid. And it's more likely that one's going to happen, I think, than Gonalon, because of the financial fair play sanctions that have been put on Fenerbahce over the last season. They've got to be selling some of their best players to kind of like, apply for financial fair play and all that sort of stuff, to hit the criteria. So it's more likely they're going to be selling him and selling some of their better players, so I don't see why he couldn't come to Palace. And the fact we're putting a bid in, he looks a very aggressive player, really gritty DM, someone who can adapt to the Premier League very well, I believe. I think that is a good signing for us if it does go through. But I really wanted to talk in terms of transfer news. The most exciting transfer news has just come in the last few hours or so. So in the last, obviously it's a time difference of 6 hours here. I'm 6 hours behind the UK, so this video will probably come out around early evening. It's currently mid-morning here, but I wanted to touch on this. I think it's only a few hours since the actual news has come out that we are very strong favourites now after having successful initial talks with Meyer. He's obviously a free agent now after his contract ran out with Schalke at the end of last season. People forget he's 22 years old. I thought he was a bit older than that. He feels like he's been around the scene for ages and for years. But only 22 years old, got a massive ceiling, as Booby likes to describe, if you watch the 90min videos. Got a massive ceiling. Yeah, I think he's just a very skillful, he's great attacking midfielder. If we don't get Loftus-Cheek back on loan, I think he can play that role very well, drifting in maybe from the left. I think initially his position is centre mid, centre attacking mid, that central role in the pocket. He doesn't play out wide too often, but I suppose he could fill in there if we absolutely needed him to. And also, I didn't realise, I saw some stuff on YouTube and also on Twitter that his actual defensive stats are very good for a player of his sort of position. His tackle rate and interception rate last season, playing less games than Kabay and Luka Milivojevic, but his tackle and interception success rate was higher than both of those players. So in my opinion, he's a perfect replacement for Kabay. And also, it's great to see that an attacking-minded young player also has the work rate and the passion clearly to get back and help the team. Again, good qualities for the Premier League. So that kind of leads me on. I'm very excited with that. If we get him in and de Souza and no one else, I still think that's a very good window for us, because at the moment I don't necessarily feel like strengthening the first team is our main priority. Although these two players probably will definitely strengthen the first team. I think that our priority in this window was depth, getting depth to the squad. Players like Antonio, he may not necessarily start every week, but he's brilliant for squad depth, and he is a very good player. Same with Chiarte, he's probably not the best player in the world, but for squad depth he's fantastic. Same with Drinkwater on a loan that we've been rumoured with. We've got to remember we've still got 2 loan spots available to us, so if these 2 deals do go through, we have got 2 loan options there, so 4 signings in total could come through before transfer deadline day. And then it's looking like a rosy window, and everyone's looking at each other like, I don't know why I was panicking so much. But yeah, so it's looking positive at the moment after a bit of a shaky start and a bit of early concerns. And that's kind of what I wanted to finish up this video talking about, is the it's the amount of stress we put on ourselves and the amount of criticism that Steve Parish and the board and the American owners have been getting. In my personal opinion, I think a lot of you already know my opinion. I think that Steve Parish deserves a lot of credit for what he's done for the club. I personally, I can criticise him, and I think it is fair for people to criticise him. Everyone has their own opinions, and I think the reasons that people are giving for giving Parish criticism and being against some of the things he's done in recent years, I think that's completely fair. I completely understand. For me personally, I cannot criticise him for what he's doing. I feel that the big signings he had to make when we were in real relegation problems, with the year when we sacked Pardew and got in Allardyce just before the January window, I think that's a great example of when we were in real relegation trouble. It looked like we were going down, and he splashed the cash. He brought in Sacco, Luka Milivojevic that window. We spent a lot of money, and then we also obviously went on to buy Sacco as well. So, in my opinion, he made big signings when we needed to, and we've stayed up because of it. The reason we're still here in the league and not relegated is because Parish has spent money when we needed to spend money. Equally, I think that is now starting to catch up on him and the club. Despite having new TV deals and new money coming in, I think that there are still clauses, especially in Sacco's contract and I believe Benteke's, that we are still paying out to this day that are quite big clauses in order to attract the players to come in. Seeing as Sacco was a transfer deadline day signing last summer, you can understand why we may have overspent in certain areas in the clauses of the contract to bring him in, because that's normally what happens on deadline day, inflation and all of that. And then tie in hand with the fact of the new stadium expansion, about 100 million going to be spent on that. Parish, I do think, has lied there. I think he told the fans it wouldn't affect transfer budget. I think it clearly has, which is a shame. I would have liked him just to have been honest there and say, you know, this could affect the budget, could affect our transfer dealings. And I don't think anyone would have necessarily been very upset with that. But yeah, I think it's the lack of communication over the last few weeks, that especially, and the lack of stuff going out of the club and all these like Love Island, who do you think will win with the squad and stuff like that. I think it's just a build up of frustration from fans, which again I completely understand, but I cannot criticise Parish because I know that the right deals will come in. It's starting to show now. When it matters, he will make the right signings. We're not under pressure to get first team quality players. We're under pressure to get more depth to the squad because of the amount of injuries we got last season. Also, Kabay going and Loftus-Cheek going back to Chelsea and everything, and Sacco as well. That kind of makes it even more like a lot of fans are like, oh, we need to replace these players. We need to, and you're right, we do. But if you look at our first team right now, without those players, you look at our first team. We're a mid-table team, no doubt about it, and it's literally, I honestly believe it's just the strength in depth that we need, and the signings that we look about to be making 9 days before the window shuts, I believe, are perfect for that. Players that can start in the team, but also can be rotated, and that's exactly what we need. So, guys, let me know your thoughts. As always, love hearing your comments. I'm sorry this has been such a long time, but of course, when you're on holiday, I want to try and relax and everything and not worry about stuff. But I felt with everything that's happened over the last week or so, the amount of meltdowns I've seen on Twitter and things like that, I had to get my word out and my opinions. So I hope you agree with some of these points. If you don't, please write in the comments. I love talking to you about other ideas and what you believe in and etc, etc. I'll be back with more videos probably when I'm back home, which will be in about a week's time. I might do another one as well if we announce a signing at last. I probably will put up a video on my thoughts on that. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time in a video. Please like, share, subscribe. As always, comment below. Transfer activity is happening. Please, 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 can we not slaughter Parish and the board and stuff and just chill it out for a moment, because we're not in a bad spot at all. I know it appears that, but in my opinion, we are a mid-table team at the moment. We just need some depth and some more numbers in the squad. So thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment as always, and I'll see you next time.